All right. All right, let's see how long this battery lasts. Cheers.
Cheers.
Finally, for us, basically the
I just
long-awaited.
want to say, before you go any further, you cheersed and did not drink. So I think that's bad luck. And I think we almost should do it over. But
We're redoing it. Cheers.
cheers.
Dang it.
Feels really weird because we haven't done anything like this in a long time, like a live sit down and chat like we have previously in the beginning.
Yeah, we
so
haven't.
It feels weird.
Yeah, we haven't done it since the beginning, probably, right? When we
Yeah.
were announcing what we were doing. So today, we finally are going to share year one, year two budget, or what we spent being on the road year one and year two. Now, that is 2021 and 2022, so, you know, times are changing. It's 2023, but we'll talk a little bit about that too. So Peyton's got all the numbers, campgrounds,
Yeah.
memberships, diesel.
Yeah, you know, the big ones I'm sure everybody wants to know is RU fuel and with a Class A diesel pusher and
Winston.
RV camps.
Winston.
So now understand, this video is not how cheap you can full-time RV. What we spent, and that's including upgrades and some other things we did to Winston, but at the same time, we didn't include everything, so it's not all inclusive. It doesn't have food and activities, you know, out and all those kind of things, but it is the basics of what it took us to RV. So
Yeah, because everybody's food and activities out are going to be different. So that's just not even, why would we put that in there? So this is, you know, diesel fuel at the time of travel, campgrounds we picked and stayed, and
yeah, it's servicing and everything. Anyway, I'll go through that.
here we go. Let's start.
All
What's
right.
first?
All right, first thing, we have a 2018 Tiffin Allegra Red. So it's a diesel pusher, 360, and so that's what we drive. And so to get it serviced, the first year in 2021, which is our first full-time year, it cost us $1,150 to get the RV serviced. That's the generator, that's everything in the checklist and everything that had to be done at the time. So
Is that the one where we had a viewer talk about we didn't need to get all that stuff done?
too much money. Yep.
Too much money. So
Too much money.
Again, we did the full service.
We did what Bay Diesel told us that was required to do at the time.
Yeah, and come to find out, there's some other things, and you definitely look into them and do your research about what you should or shouldn't do, at what mile you should or shouldn't do it at. So we feel good that we did it because it was like we were starting off fresh.
Yeah, we are learning what a diesel chassis requires and when it is required to get it done. So we already saved money this year, and we'll go over that probably next year.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to 21. Chassis service, I just told you that with the generator is $1,150. RV parts, we did buy a few parts. I had some slide glides parts that I had to buy to fix on Winston, and I put a new lower window in the door. When we bought it, it was smoked over, had leaked at some point. Not necessary, but that was another $408. I'm going to round these numbers up and down just to keep it simple.
Yeah, and he did the work.
Parts,
so
and I did the work.
Parts.
Coach repairs. When we went to Tiffin the first time and had, you know, a punch list items of things fixed, that was $644.83. RV upgrades, I'll just round this off at $7,474. That's a lot of money, but we did quite a few things. We actually took our AGM batteries out. We put 6 Battle-Born lithium batteries in. We changed out, put a battery monitoring kit. We updated our Magnum controller. We put new Coney shocks, which I'm thoroughly pleased we did that. The shocks made a big difference. We also bought a PepWave router and antenna. So that kind of got us going, but it was a chunk of money, but I think it's starting to pay off. Big one that, you know, was for us at the very beginning was internet. How do you get your internet? Well, I just told you we bought a router.
Remember when I almost just said, forget it, let's buy a house? I'm out.
She almost said, I'm out.
I'm out.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm RVing along. But just to make sure we had internet. But anyway, to have internet, it cost us $801 for the year. And that rounded out to about $66, $67 a month.
Several little pucks and stuff?
Yeah, that was with Verizon and also with FMCA their Tech Connect program, which at the time had T-Mobile, which now has AT&T. So that got us going on the internet. We had our own subscriptions for things that we like to watch, like Hulu, Spotify, Netflix, CBS, Roku, those kind of subscriptions. That came out to $594 a year, which rounded out to about $50 a month.
$50 a month.
Yeah, and so other things we needed, like Harvest Host. We joined Harvest Host. That was $87. RV Trip Wizard, which is what we use to build our trips on the road. Super important. That was like another $37.
And those memberships, you pay for yearly.
So mail service, we use Escapees to become an Escapee member, and then the mail service itself, the first year we spent $190, which is kind of high. It was a lot more than we spent in the next year.
Yeah, you get the setup initial. I think I'm a bobblehead this episode. I'm just, yes, whatever number you say.
All right, continuing. RV insurance. We had insurance, full-time RV insurance through Progressive, and we paid $2,170. We just paid the whole year in advance, and that saved us a little bit of money. Okay, here's the big ones. RV fuel. Diesel fuel. In 2021, it wasn't too bad. We spent, I say it wasn't too bad. It is. It's a lot of money.
We have a 100-gallon tank. I don't know if that matters. We get about 8 gallons. 8 miles to gallon.
Average 8.5, but more as we go down the road, but less sooner. Anyway, it's not good. RV fuel, we spent $4,059 in 2021. We traveled 10,518 miles.
That's not bad.
That's a good bit of miles, but
10,000 miles, $4,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's like a house payment, 2 months worth of house payment.
It's a lot of money, but either way, that was our year fuel, and we did a lot. We went all the way from South Florida all the way out to Alabama, and back down through the Panhandle, back into Florida, and back up to North Carolina,
for
and
$4,000
all the way to Idaho, Wyoming, and then down in Arizona, Texas. So
for $4,000, you can too go 10,000 miles. No, not this year, because diesel you'll hear later.
Yeah, it gets more.
You can do that in 21.
Okay, that's RV fuel. Propane for Winston, we put $62 of propane in. Not too bad. Didn't have to burn too much.
We don't use that heat that often.
Right. Last item would be RV parks. How much did we spend on RV parks for the year? $7,428.69. And it came out to $20.35 a night.
Look at that.
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll break this down for you a little bit so you kind of understand. We spent 220 nights in a family campground that's either on a military installation or a rec center, some government rec center.
They're a little more affordable.
A little more affordable. It honestly rounded out about $20.80 a night at those, so that's pretty good.
So they're not RV resorts, but we don't need the pool.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need all that, so it's nice being on a base.
Yeah, and that first year I was retiring too, so the first 3.5 months we were living there and I was still working.
Right.
So anyway, we stayed 5 nights at a Corps of Engineer. We stayed 16 nights at state parks. We stayed 4 nights at city parks. We stayed 55 nights at a private parks, 6 nights at Harvest Host. We need more Harvest Host nights, and 59 nights of Moochstock and boondocking. So that was our year, and the Moochstock, boondock, and the Harvest Host did round the number down a little bit. So the total for 2021, total expenses in those categories that I listed, is $25,108.
25,000. How much does that cost a night? Does you break that down a night?
That's per night. I didn't break it down per night, but we can do the math on that real quick.
25,000.
You all right?
No.
Get a drink. Get you a drink.
Hey,
your life is pretty luxurious. When you're glamping, it costs money.
luxury.
Anyway,
wow. So the grand total, are we at grand total yet for
grand
21?
total for those is $25,108 for 2021.
Oh, that's the whole year.
The whole year.
Oh, okay.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking you were talking about campgrounds.
I already told you campgrounds.
I know, I forgot.
Keep up.
Keep up. Are we done with 21?
Well, that's it. 21 was an expensive year, I say, but it's going to get more expensive in 2022. If you remember, in 2022, everything went up, if you remember. And not just fuel, but everything went up in
Right,
2022.
right.
So back to servicing the RV, we spent
Year 2.
year 2, we spent $1,278. Now, that wasn't just getting the fluids changed. We actually did have to get the front end aligned on Winston. I was having some steering issues and realized after going to Bay Diesel that the steering box was loose, and they had to retighten the steering and align it, and made a huge difference. So that's really about $500 of that $1,200. So
Well worth it to get that
Well
steering
worth it.
fixed. So
had to get it done. RV parts. Here's another big one. $1,795. Swintech, we had to replace the Swintech slide, the whole side, and that was about $1,142 of that. So, and then the hydraulic cylinder went out. That was another $500, and I had to replace the step motor. So that was all stuff that I had to pay for, and I didn't do the repairs for the Swintech, but for the other parts I did. Coach repairs. Here's another big one. We paid $1,334 for coach repairs, and that's stuff that I couldn't fix. Some of that was at Tiffin, another pretty good punch list item, but the Swintech slide, the repair for that was pretty expensive to have that installed. So anybody that's repaired Swintechs or had them repaired, you know you're going to pay some good money to get them fixed if you have a problem with one. Moving on, another big year for us on RV upgrades.
making it our own, everybody. Making it our own.
$7,559, almost $7,560. But we did a lot. Carpets, flooring. We did a driver's side window awning. We put a new couch in. We bought magna shades for the front and the sides in the front. We put a new toilet in. I bought a new TPMS. We had one when we got the RV. Kind of lost faith in it, so we got one of those. I actually got a good deal at that at Campus Super Show. And we bought a new sound bar for the outside TV. So we did a lot of upgrades, and thankfully this year in 2023 we haven't had to spend really any money on upgrades yet. So crossing our fingers.
Well,
But anyway,
I did damage the slide again, so you'll see that soon.
That's in RV repairs. We are making it our own, and there's just things you want to do to make your RV a little bit nicer.
I'll put all the links. You'll see my couch. You see my toilet.
We did the Harvest Host again. That was $84. Escapees was $90, and RV Trip Wizard for the year was $49. And so those are kind of things that
Pretty much our only memberships. We don't have Passport America or 1,000 Trails or so FMCA, Escapees, Harvest Host. That's about all we use so far.
And back to internet. So we did have the FMC Tech Connect. We also, they went to AT&T, so we added the T-Mobile home internet for $50 a month. But anyway, that came out for our year for internet was $1,234.88. Came out to about $102 a night, $103 a night.
And listen, help us out because we have the T-Mobile puck, we have the AT&T hotspot from FMCA, we have our phones that are Verizon. So we usually find out which one has the fastest upload download, and we kind of sign everything onto that. But it just seems crazy to have 3 different things.
But we have been places where T-Mobile didn't work at all and Verizon didn't work at all, and we had AT&T, and that's the only thing that would work.
I like that we have
well.
I like that we have all the choices, but gosh.
I mean, would we like Starlink and some other things? Sure.
Maybe that'll be in
right
next
now,
year's budget.
That might be in next year's budget.
That'll be the line next year.
That was a little bit of increase from the previous year, but everything went up as well. But we did add another service, and plus everything cost-wise went up.
Yeah, like, what about eggs all? You're paying more for them eggs.
Yeah, in 2022, everything went up. It's hard to believe how much everything went up. TV, again, our TV and Spotify and all that kind of, those subscriptions came out to $812. That was $69 a month. Talking all this money is making me thirsty. Okay, back to RV insurance for the year. It went up too, for no reason, but it went up $2,294. So
what was last year?
$2,170. So it went up $120 for the year.
Man.
Yeah. Are we getting to the big things yet? Yeah, we are. RV fuel. So let's go to the small things when it comes to propane. $82.65.
A little more.
Yep, a little bit more, but we were out west and we did.
Chilly.
Yeah, we had to use propane a little bit. So
we literally turned on our fireplace.
Oh, we used
That's
fireplace
electric.
a lot.
Yeah, we did.
It's electric, but we had to use propane for hot water and for heat.
Yeah.
So we were out west in Montana. It was kind of cold. RV fuel. Here it gets a little sticky for me. $5,657.45 on RV fuel.
What was last year?
And that was $4,059. So it was about, yeah, it was about $1,600 more in fuel cost in 2022. And we traveled 2,200 miles less. So 8,377 miles in 2022. And out west, the fuel was really high. I mean, we were using our TSD logistics card. Thank God for that, because it did save us a lot of money. But it was still very expensive.
So we traveled less and spent more on fuel. So keep that in mind. That could just be a yearly thing. I mean, listen, everything's gone up. So.
Yeah, and this year is, fuel-wise, is cheaper in 2023 than 2022 was, but not as cheap as 2021. And everybody knows that.
So do you understand how this can all be a little bit different? You need to have some play in your budget.
That's right. And lastly, RV parks, $8,848. And it rounded out to about $24 a night. And break that down, yeah, that's pretty good. But we're still at military family campgrounds, which saves us some money, and some rec centers. And that was 238 nights we stayed in those.
Almost all year, sounds like.
Yeah, 14 nights at state parks, 77 nights at private parks, 11 nights at Harvest Hosts, and 25 nights of Boondock and Moochdock. So, you know, a little different than the previous year, and you can see how the cost went up. We were in different types of campgrounds, more private parks too. You know, we spent more nights in private parks, another 22 nights there, so that was a little bit more expensive. But that whole year turned out, 2022 turned out to be $31,122.17. A lot of money. So that's about a $6,000 increase in 1 year.
And less miles.
And less miles, but we did do a lot last year out west. We did a lot. So again, it's not about how cheap you can full-time RV or live out in the sticks, live off the grid. We didn't do that. We did do a little bit of that, you know, when we're out west. But hey, we're living.
Here's to that.
Again, this. There's other costs, obviously, in there that everyone is different. Everybody may have a car payment, insurance, fuel.
Your diet, what you eat.
Yeah, how much you go out to
spend,
eat.
Yep. How much,
do you like to buy a lot of new clothes? Do you like to go to amusement parks?
Where do you put them?
I don't know.
What you spend on those kind of things, definitely can affect your budget, your bottom line. So,
could you do it a lot cheaper? Absolutely. We were living, and we did a lot of different things and seeing people, and need to be in certain areas, and sometimes certain areas are more expensive than others. So just try to minimize where you can, but don't cut your enjoyment out in the process. Yeah.
If you need to cut back, you know, we would say cut back on the park, you know, versus the experience. Get out there. Get out there, you know.
Yeah.
Don't sit around at your fancy $150 campground and
If
not go.
you are going to spend $150 a night at an RV resort, my gosh, you stay there and use it.
Stay at the resort. Get in the pool.
Do not go anywhere. Use that sucker.
I mean, we might do that one day.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if I had the money, I would do it. Yeah. I would park in an RV resort. All concrete, fresh grass.
Full hookups all the time.
Yeah. Not a problem.
Yeah.
But it is fun getting off the grid a little bit. And again, we're staying at a pretty decent park right now, but it's not cheap as well. We had to get our swim tech fixed. We had a little slight problem.
The brand new slide we just put in our budget.
Anyway.
It didn't break because...
That'll come out in 2023.
Yeah, it didn't break because it was old.
That's what it costs for us to do those basic items, and what kind of rig you have and all that would add to that or take away from that cost.
Yeah, and so many people want to know this information, and we just never got around to putting it together.
Yeah, we had it together.
Peyton's had the numbers together forever. I just haven't felt like a way to share it with you that you would actually be interested in. So hopefully, if you are interested in it, you see our numbers, ask us any questions below. We can answer those.
Please leave us a comment.
If you leave them for us, other people can read them as well.
That's a wrap for us for 2021 and 2022 budget.
My bobblehead.
23 is building right now. We will put that out in a timely fashion and kind of just go over the basic numbers of 21, 22. So when we go into our third year full time, and we can let you know what the difference is.
I predict, because I've been booking the campsites, it's going to be a lot more. We're up here in the Northeast this year a lot. We did, already stay a month or two boondocking in Grandpa's yard, and we also will make it back to Tampa to where we'll be on an affordable military base. But this Northeast section has been costly, seeing people eating out. So I'm predicting it's going to be more.
Overall, it's going to be less because
we've got different predictions.
Less repairs and less upgrades. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see who wins. It's a bet. He'll win. He does the money.
No.
I just spend the money.
Hey, we appreciate you watching.
Thanks.
If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, and listen, most people who watch our videos are not subscribers, and it doesn't cost anything, and you won't be bothered.
Yes.
So just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment.
Again, I'm looking forward to seeing the comments on budget, because I know budget's a big thing for a lot of people. So
Ups or downs. Tell us.
Thumbs up or down, doesn't matter, and comment.
And finally, check out our merch store. We have a new Red Shirt Friday, and we're talking about everyone that sold in September, like full profit going to some sort of nonprofit, either for some sort of military charity, or maybe for some of the other crises we're dealing with in the world. All of September, buy a new red shirt, and
Skydo.com.
yeah,
And
Skydo.com.
she'll leave that link to all these below, so please check out that information below.
Yeah.
And
check out the new red shirt for sure. You can get it in other colors, but we designed it specifically for Red Shirt Friday. And
yeah, and we do have some hats coming out too. They're going to be really cool. So looking forward to that.
right. So until next time, seatbelts on.
Hey, seatbelts on.